Imran Khan was a hero of mine as a cricketer that was relevant to struggles in other parts of the world, including in Palestine. In that way, Imran Khan has again become an inspiration to me. That we know he has the support of the vast majority of Pakistan. Why he's in jail. He led a government that wasn't prepared to take instructions from the United States or the United Kingdom. He was prepared to support the Palestinian people. He wasn't prepared to make Pakistan a vassal state of the United States of America.
Hello, we have Andrea today. So I met Andrea before, but today there was a very good discussion and some discussion was off the record, and we want you to say something, especially what do you think about Imran Khan and how it's been ousted, and what are your views?
You know, there are a number of things. First of all, Imran Khan was a hero of mine as a cricketer. And then the way he went into politics and the way he so quickly gained the support of so many in Pakistan. And in government too, how he stood up for his own country and his own people, but he did it in a way that was relevant to struggles in other parts of the world, including in Palestine, which reminded me of South Africa and Nelson Mandela, who was my boss. So in that way, Imran Khan has again become an inspiration to me, and to think that he now sits in jail, that we know he has the support of the vast majority of Pakistanis, and it's important for us to understand why he's in jail. He's in jail because he led a government that wasn't prepared to take instructions from the United States or the United Kingdom. He was prepared to support the Palestinian people. He wasn't prepared to make Pakistan a vassal state of the United States of America. And so the US, with reactionary elements in Pakistan, was very happy to see what is effectively a coup take place in Pakistan. But now we've seen in the latest election that the Pakistani people have spoken. And it's very important for Imran Khan to know not only that the vast majority of Pakistani people are with him, but that many, many of us around the world are with him every single day. And we know that soon he will be free, and soon democracy will once again triumph in Pakistan.
And do you think, like, the way it has happened, and it is not just the Pakistani, especially living overseas, to raise voice for him, it is all the human rights activists, human rights organizations need to raise a voice for him, because at the end of the day, everything is linked.
You know something? Much more important than whether we are Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, British, South African, which is what I am, whether we are white or black or brown, or as my daughter describes me, pink, whether we are Muslim, Christian, Hindu, people of no faith, we are human beings first and foremost. And you know, that's the thing that Nelson Mandela taught me, is that you treat every other person with the respect with which you want to be treated. And that is how we perceive the situation of Imran Khan today, is regardless of who we are or where we are, we see Imran Khan as someone who showed respect to millions, who deserves our respect in return, who was a symbol of democracy and will again be a symbol of democracy. So it's not about who we are. You know, I could say to you, as a Jewish person, as someone who worked for Nelson Mandela in a post-apartheid South Africa, as the son of a Holocaust survivor who lost dozens of her family in Auschwitz, where I've lectured on genocide prevention, I could say to you all of those things. I support Imran Khan. But the most important thing I can say to you is, as just an ordinary human being, I support Imran Khan and everything he stands for.
So you think he is following the footsteps of Nelson Mandela?
No, of course he is. Of course he is. Because he understands a person's value not by how wealthy or poor they are, not by what religion they are or aren't, not by what nationality they are or aren't, but by the goodness of their hearts. And that's the most important thing. And because he wanted to bring and wants to bring real change to Pakistan in the interests of the vast majority, that's why he was seen as someone who had to be removed from politics. And these are people, you know, I think of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
I think of Nelson Mandela. These are the sort of people they are giants. I think in our struggle, you know, we had people like Joe Slovo and Ruth First. These are the human beings we should be emulating.
Yeah.
And Imran Khan, I see in those sorts of terms.
Andrea, I know like you're standing against Keir Starmer, and most of the Muslim community here in Britain, by generation, is supporting Labour Party. And when this Palestine issue arises, and the way Labour Party took a stance, and obviously Keir Starmer has taken a stance, it has damaged the trust of the Muslim community with the Labour Party. So what do you think, like, you know, how the Muslim community can support in this campaign? Because effectively every general election, an upcoming general election is important, but your one is very, very important, because the Keir Starmer, the person who actually drive the Labour Party from left, you could say, to center, or probably towards right, I would say. He is the key culprit, who has played a major part of taking the left party to center and right. How we as a Muslim community can support you, and why we as a Muslim community should support you?
Well, you know, one of the most important reasons that I'm standing is people have been asking me for a long time to stand against Keir Starmer because I live in his constituency and I was a member of the Labour Party. I was appalled at how the Labour Party has used anti-Semitism and racism to marginalize people for their own factional issues inside the party. And the Islamophobia in the party, you know, the treatment of someone like Absama Begum, the racism, the treatment of people like Diane Abbott and Kate Osamor and others really worried me. But then, for me, the final thing has been that Keir Starmer refuses to support the Palestinian people in Gaza. He refuses to condemn Israel. He refuses to call for an unqualified ceasefire, and he refuses to call for a ban on arms sales from Britain to Israel. And the main reason for that is both his politics and his ideology, but also because he has taken millions and millions in donations from people who are very pro-Israel. So who is he representing? Is he representing his constituents in Holborn and St Pancras, who want a ceasefire and wanted a ceasefire 7 months ago? Or is he supporting his billionaire donors who want no criticism of Israel? And unfortunately, I think it's the latter. And I think in that way, he is not just betraying the people of Palestine, he is betraying millions and millions of people in Britain as well. You know, over 70% of people in this country, Muslims and Jews, Christians and Hindus, Buddhists and people of no faith, they want an end to the slaughter.
Yes.
And Keir Starmer has done nothing.
Even
nothing
his starting
to end the
statement
slaughter.
was, you know, like, his starting statement was like, it is okay to stop electric and water and all of that.
Well, the first thing he did say, you're quite right, which he now denies saying, even though we have it on camera, which I don't understand why he thinks he can lie and say he didn't say it when everybody can see him saying it, is he says he thinks Israel was justified to cut off water, electricity, healthcare. And we've seen the footage of little children either dead or having to be operated on without anesthetic, not in hospital settings, but just out in the street. And how another human being, especially one who claims to have been a human rights lawyer, can watch this and say the things he says, because we also shouldn't forget What was one of the first things he said after being elected as leader of the Labour Party on what he claimed was a progressive ticket, which he lied about? One of the first things he said was, "I am an unqualified Zionist." Now the reality is, he even thinks that all Jews are Zionists, which isn't the case. There are many Jews who are anti-Zionists. There are many Jews who are non-Zionists. He doesn't want to speak for them, so he's speaking for a very reactionary right-wing politics.
Yes.
And those politics, I would argue, are really to the disadvantage of our communities across this country. The other thing that is important to remember is our government invests billions and billions of pounds in our defense companies that are exporting the weapons to Israel that are being used to kill innocent Palestinians. That is our money. It's tax money.
Yes.
We should have a say in how that money is spent. Will someone like Keir Starmer as Prime Minister give us a say in that? Of course he won't. He doesn't believe in actually representing people. He believes in having power. That's his objective, and then using it in whatever way he wants to. How do we know that? Because he lied about what he stands for to become leader of the Labour Party. He claimed that he was going to follow Jeremy Corbyn's policies, and now he denies he ever said Jeremy Corbyn was a friend, and he's effectively kicked Jeremy Corbyn out of his party. So I think we need to understand that the money that should be coming into our communities, the money for the NHS, for education, to help poverty, to help us with social housing, that money is going into our defense companies that are making weapons to send to Israel. And then Keir Starmer pledges he's going to increase our defense spending if he becomes Prime Minister. So people who believe that we shouldn't be supporting genocide in Gaza, people who believe that we should be spending money on the things that really affect our communities day to day, they should not be voting for Keir Starmer or his Labour Party. They should be voting for good progressive candidates in their constituencies. And if they don't have progressive candidates, communities should get together and they should nominate someone from their community to stand, like we've done in Camden, like they've done against Wes Streeting, and as many people are doing around this country.
And Andrea, the last question is, like you said, there are around 20% Muslim community living in your constituency.
Yeah.
What is your message for them?
So my message to the Muslim residents of Holborn and St Pancras is, I would be an MP for them who would represent them. I'm going to spend, after I announce in 10 days, I'm going to spend the next 6 to 8 weeks just listening to everybody who lives in the area. And we're going to develop a manifesto from below, developed by the community. I have a special place in my heart for the Muslim community. I am what is described as a son-in-law of Bangladesh because my wife is Bangladeshi. I spent a lot of time in South Asia, and this community is close to my heart. And I so look forward to spending time in that community, getting to know individuals within that community much better. And I hope that they can get enthused by what we're doing in the constituency and can become a part of it, because this isn't my campaign. This is going to be a campaign for the community of Holborn and St Pancras.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Our support is all the way with you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure people in your constituency will really understand you are the right choice. And even whole of the United Kingdom is looking at your constituency. Thank you.
Thank you very much.